Hello, I'm Chris. Welcome to my reading corner. I hope you're doing well and hope you're reading good things. Um, quick update: I wanted this to go up on Friday. It didn't because I was I was running around and then I wasn't well, and I ended up at the doctor's early hours in the morning, and then was still tired Saturday and into Sunday, so that's why this has been uploaded a bit later. My plan was to do a Friday reads. But then I decided on Friday that I'm actually going to pick the books I want to read for the end of the year. I've probably gone through all these before, but I fancied going through them again just because this is basically the end of my TBR really for the year, because I want to try and get all these done and completed. I've finished 2 books this week. The first one I'm going to talk about is Case Study by Graham McCrae Burnett. This is interesting, this book, it really is. I don't want to delve too much into it right now because I want to do a full review. I'm at home Wednesday, so I'm planning on doing a full review for this Wednesday before I take it back to the library on Thursday. It's really interesting. It's about a sister a girl whose sister dies, kills herself, and then because she's seen a psychiatrist, her sister then investigates this psychiatrist, which is quite interesting, really, and she becomes a different person, and it's quite interesting how her personalities kind of clash. But like I say, I'm going to go into more detail on that on Wednesday. I think I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I wanted to give it 5, but I don't know, I was half and half, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I would recommend it. And I also I've just finished today on audiobook is Ready Player One, which is a book I've read quite a few times, to be fair. Love the references in it. I think I need to reread it again because you miss so many films. Like, I've not seen most of the films that it's mentioned. I've not listened to some of the music it mentions, so it'd be good to delve back in. I'd love to go through that and make a list of those films and music and games to play, which would be great. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was narrated by Will Wheaton. But like I say, I'm thinking about possibly listening to Ready Player 2 and Armada, but I might just see on that because at the minute I want a bit of a break from audiobooks. I did really enjoy the one I listened to, but I just feel like maybe a break, something different from, like, rather than Ready Player 2, maybe something different. Anyway, that's that. And then I decided to pick a book up that surprised me. I said when I was doing my library haul, it was one that I wasn't sure about. But I looked at my library books that are due back and the due dates. Like, I've got some due back December, January and February. So I was like, what's on the December reads? So I decided to start reading this. Alan McGee, How Not to Run an Indie Label. I wasn't sure about this book at first. I heard not great things about it. I'm finding it quite enjoyable, to be fair, so far. But I do find the title is a bit pretentious, like this is how to do it properly kind of thing. But he's a really interesting character, and and he loves his music, and you can tell that in his writing, which is what you want from like a non-fiction book about music. He signed some great bands. He signed Oasis. I'm not really a massive fan of Oasis, as I used to be when I was younger, but not so much now. But some of the bands that I like more now, like the Jesus and Mary Chain and Primal Scream, and also, but mostly Slow Dive and My Bloody Valentine. I really like Loveless and Slovakia by Slow Dive. They're great albums if you've not checked them out. But yeah, this is really interesting. Like I say, I'm glad it's not all about Oasis though, and it's also mentioned a bit of Libertines and how he signed Carl Barat's band over Pete Doherty's Baby Shambles. So it's a really good read. I would recommend it. I'd recommend it if you're into music, but if you're not into music, I'd leave it. But I'm enjoying it so far. Although I am finding it weird to read because the writing is so big that it feels like the book should be like it's 300 pages, but it feels like it wouldn't be 300 pages if the writing wasn't so big. But I mean, I'm 200 pages. I did have a bookmark, but I think I left it at work. Yeah, I'm 201 pages in, so I'm like 100 pages left. So I'm out tonight at a gig in Manchester at Rebellion. So I may have time to read, I may not. I'm going to try and get some studying done first. If I have time, I'll be to read a chapter of this, and then I'll have about 90 pages left. So I'm aiming to finish this tomorrow, and I can start something new. But I'm enjoying it so far, and yeah, definitely want to delve more into like listening to Slow Dive though as well. And I do like Slow Dive, but delving deeper into their discography, and My Bloody Valentine as well. I'm also currently still reading South of No North by Charles Bukowski. I think I've read quite a few. I've been reading about 3 stories to every novel, so just so I can, because if I read one, I don't really want to break off and read a story. I'd rather read a few. So I've currently read 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I've read 6 stories in this so far, so when I finish Alan McGee, How Not to Run an Indie Label, I'll probably read 3 more, and then keep that going, and then finish that by the end of the year. Let's see. I'll mention... sugar. Move that too far now. I'm trying to mention the books I'm reading currently before I go into anything I've not read, which leaves me with... oh, sugar. Okay, so again, still reading this, and I am going to try and finish this by the end of the year because I don't really want to take it over because it's really interesting, but it's quite densely written. So hopefully get through that. Again, it's a massive book. Well, it's not massive, but it's dense compared to the other things I'm reading. Definitely want to get back on with this and carry on with this, but I think with the books I've picked, I think I've got quite a good chance of reading this by the end of the year. The Cruel Sea, I'm going to try and get back into this because it's due by the end of January, and it'd be good to get rid of it. Not get rid of it. I'm enjoying it, but I just put it down and then I couldn't pick it back up when I tried. But I think I was too tired to read, so I think it just needs a bit of attention and a bit of time on it. But I've just ended up picking up something else, really enjoying it and not putting that down. Like I say, with the Alan McGee book, I'm not sure when I started it. Maybe Saturday I think I started it, or Friday. Yeah, I think Friday I started it, so Friday, yeah, so it's like, I didn't read so much Saturday, I don't think, or yesterday, I'm not sure, but I managed to get quite a bit read. I'm going to show that book last, these 2 last. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Well, it's not yours, sugar. I've decided this is on reserve at the library. This isn't due back for a while, but because it's on reserve, I wanted to take it. I've read it before, so I just want to read it again while I'm in a better state mentally. I'm feeling a lot more confident and comfortable in myself, and it's taken me a long time to realise that. So that's that. That's what I want. So another book, but again, this is only like 200 pages, so I think it's about 170 actually. But so I'm hoping to finish that, reread that, and see how I feel about that after I reread it. Then, like I say, I've got a couple of graphic novels, and then I've got 2 more novels. So with what I've got, I'm hoping I can get through most of it. I do have my exam on the 17th. And I'll be seeing my son over Christmas and stuff, so that'll reduce my reading, but I'm not too bothered about reducing my reading at those times because, hopefully, we'll have a good Christmas together. But, like, I'm off on the Friday when I've nothing to do because I didn't want to work between Christmas and New Year. Christmas Eve I'm finishing at 2 o'clock, so, and I won't see him Christmas Eve, so I'm hoping like Christmas Eve and the 27th get a lot of reading done, and I've got him the weekend as well, but I'll get a bit of reading done then as well, hopefully. But like I say, I don't feel like this is too many books. I mean, I do have a couple of extra books I was thinking about adding to this, but if I don't get to them, I'll probably be able to extend them as well. Anyway, I'm on to the graphic novels. So this is, again, I want to read Sin City. I've not actually started this yet. I've got this one and also this one. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the film Sin City. Brilliant. I love the first film. I've not seen the second one as much as the first. But yeah, I want to finish these. This one's thin, that one's thick. But yeah, I don't think they'll take me that too long once I sit down with them and start reading. And then this one is another library book that isn't due back. But I thought, well, it's a graphic novel and I wanted to read it. I thought, well, I'm trying to get books back to the library now. I've decided to stop borrowing books, although I do have a couple of books I want to pick up that I've borrowed, but I'm trying to get it down now to below 10, ideally. So with the 1, 2, 3, 4, with the 5 I've got here, I should be able to get down to 15. But that's mouse anyway, and yeah. This is all 3 graphic novels are rereads, but I decided I wanted to reread Sin City and then realised only 2 graphic novels left. Last 2 books. This is the last library book I want to read. This is Tinkers by Paul Harding. Really want to read this. I mentioned it a few times, so I've decided this is going to be. I'm not sure if I'm going to read this or No Longer Human. I've not decided yet, but it's between the 2. Or if I'm feeling up to it, maybe some more Noam Chomsky or Cruel Sea and try and read something I'm currently reading first. Or maybe a comic book, maybe a graphic novel. And then also I wanted to read this over Christmas. I read this last year, maybe last year, maybe the year before. I think last year. This is Ken Follett, White Out. It's the only Ken Follett I've ever read, but I want to read more by him. The reason I want to read it at Christmas is it's set, like, it starts Christmas Eve, so I was like, well, Christmas Eve I've not got Samuel, so I thought Christmas Eve, and then when he goes to bed on Christmas Day, carry on with this. That way then I should be able to, well, I'm hoping to finish it over Christmas, basically. Start at Christmas Eve, finish it Boxing Day, something like that, or the Sunday, or the Friday. But yeah, really fancy reading this again. Jealousies, distrust and hidden rivalries uncover dark secrets. Then a dozen vials of a deadly virus go missing. As a blizzard wipes out the north of on Christmas Eve, several people converge on a remote family house. Stanley Oxenford, director of a pharmaceutical research company, has everything riding on a drug he is developing to fight a lethal virus. Several others are interested in his success too. His children, at home for Christmas with their offspring, have their eyes on the money he will make. Tony Gallo, head of his security team and recently forced to resign from the police, is betting her career on keeping it safe. An ambitious local television reporter sniffs a story, even if he has to bend the facts to tell it, and a violent trio of thugs is on their way to steal it, with a client already waiting. As the storm worsens and the group is laid under siege by the elements, the emotional sparks crackle and dark secrets are revealed that threaten to drive Stanley and his family apart forever. Filled with startling twists, Whiteout is the ultimate knife-edge drama from an international best-selling author who is in a class by himself. So that's that. I got this from Emmaus in Bolton. It's my favourite charity shop. It's basically it's really good. It's got like all sorts of furniture and plants and some knickknacks like little antiques and stuff. I don't know if they're antique or not, but I mean like little ornaments and things like that in a room. Music, they've got vinyl, CDs, and there's a room for books. And it used to be £1 for 3, paperbacks, or £2 for two. Yeah, £2 for 3 hardbacks. So I'd be in there all the time spending money, and I picked that up there, and I wasn't disappointed with it. And like I said, I want to read it again over Christmas. And like I said, we're not having Sam Christmas Eve. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather have him over Christmas Eve and into Christmas Day, but I've got him Christmas Day into Boxing Day, and I'm looking forward to seeing him anyway, and I've got him some nice surprises, so hopefully like what I've got him as well. But yeah, so if I do read everything, I'm playing devil's advocate here, so let's see. So if I read everything, I'm on 144 books so far I've read. Now, like I say, if I don't read all these, it's never about that for me. But I do think I could easily read a good chunk of these. So that'd be, can't do the maths. So if I read those, so if I read those, that'd be 150. And then with what I'm currently reading, the 4 I'm currently reading would be 154. 155 including, because I haven't mentioned that I'm still reading James and the Giant Peach. I've not seen Samuel. I've not seen him tonight because I'm at a gig. So I'll probably carry on with that on Thursday now, or possibly Saturday and Sunday, because I might just get some studying done on the Thursday, because I'm going to be taking him to school Wednesday and picking him up Friday. So I think we're seeing him them days, leave Thursday, get some good studying done in the evening, and then I can then enjoy my Friday night once I've dropped him off as well, and then I've got him all weekend, and then it's whatever we want to do. So that's it really, where I'm up to. But next time it won't be, these are the books I'm going to be reading. It's basically going to be what I'm currently reading probably. So I've got my exam a week tomorrow. Tomorrow actually, I think. I don't know what day. Oh no, it's Monday, isn't it? Yeah, a week tomorrow, yeah. So I'm working on what went wrong last time currently. Aiming to finish that tonight, and then the final chapter tomorrow, because I'll have time within work, and when I finish work, hopefully get a couple of hours done. So I'm ready, getting there for my exam. What else have I been up to? Not much this weekend. It's been a good weekend. It's just been chilled, just what I needed. I made a lemon cheesecake. That was nice. It's making me. I'm feeling this confidence in me, like wanting to bake and cook and draw and write. And I've got a story idea for a novel, and I'm like, I need to sit down. I need to sit down and write this idea out, plot it, because it's in here and it's building, and the way I wanted it to work has changed, and the way I want it to now work is like, I like that idea better, and it's just growing, and so I want to strike that. So I've got so much like energy for doing these things, and also I'm feeling weird at the minute. Like, I don't know if anybody else has this, but I'm feeling like I'm full of energy at night. I get all like I'm like ready to run a marathon or something. I'm not going to run a marathon, but I just feel like I need to maybe do some kind of get back to do. I want to get back to doing weights, but I feel like I need to do something else. Like I don't know, like, but I feel like I've just got loads of energy and I need to burn it off at the minute. And yeah, but like I said, the story I'm going to start writing as soon as I get this exam out of the way. But I'm going to be more or less into another exam, so I think I need to start sacrificing some time somewhere. Either in the morning before work, I get in early and do half an hour, or I sacrifice my break and do some writing then. But I don't know. It needs to fit in somewhere because it needs to be written. I'm not sure what else I'm going to say. But yeah, so this week I've got some tags as well still to do. They might come later in the week than tomorrow. I did print the questions off, but I've not looked at them since. So I'm thinking maybe Thursday for the tags now. Wednesday for the review of case study. Thursday for the tags. Quick Friday reads on Friday, and then next week it'll be exam. Get it my exam. Wednesday and Thursday will be do my list for the top tens and stuff for the end of the year. And then I will then also, and then that'll be that. And then I might have a break then, or I might, might do one last video at the end of the year to see how many of these books I actually got through. So that's probably what I'll do if anybody wants to know. Also, I'd love to know, I wanted to ask this, I'm going to ask it now. What's everyone's top 5 favourite books? I'd love to know. Just drop it down below and I'll see which ones I've read. And if you want to recommend any of your favourite 5, then yeah, give them recommend. They probably won't get read till next year because this is what I'm reading now. And I do have a couple of books that like A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf and also The Great Gatsby as well, on my to be returned in December. So there are possibilities, but like I say, if I wasn't going out tonight, the Alan McGee book would be finished, but then I'd probably be studying more than what I am doing. But I think the Alan McGee book would be done. I'd read some more Noam Chomsky, I'd read some South and No North, and then maybe have a break and read a graphic novel, or before starting Tinkers or No Longer Human. I'll see anyway, but yeah, like I say, that's my plans for the next few videos anyway, and then I think I've got 3 or 4 tags, so I'll do those. I've got a good idea what books are where, but like I say, I want to try and spend a bit of time on it, so there's a bit of thought gone into it as well, and like I say, the same with the review. Anyway, I'll leave this there while it's under 30 minutes, but yeah, if you don't want to do top 5 books, top 5 authors, just be interesting. Or if you want to do top 5 anything, if films, music, you want, anything you like, you want to mention, or yeah, just be interesting, because I am planning doing like a top 5 albums, top 5 bands, something like that, top 10 probably, bands, albums, if anybody's interested in that kind of thing. Top 10 bands, albums, films, maybe. I know I mentioned my films the other week, but maybe it would be more of a list, like an actual list. I don't know, but definitely I fancy doing top 10 albums as well, because I think it'd be quite surprising, really, because I don't think, off the top of my head now, I'd say there's not much metal in there, which is probably what I predominantly listen to, but there's not actually much metal on there. So I think it'd be an interesting list to do. So I'm going to do that. At the end of the year, I'm going to do a lot of top 10 lists, top 10 books, top 10 reads this year, top 10 non-fiction, top 10 short story collections. We're going to do it all by the end of the year. It might not be top 10s. I'm using top 10 because it will be top 10 albums, it will be top 10 bands, it will be top 10 films. I'm going to do that as one video. And then I'm also going to do a top whatever reads. I'm not sure how many short story collections I've read. If I've read 7, it'll be 5. If I've read 15 non-fictions, it'll be 10. I've read over 10 novels, so it'll be 10 novels. So that's my plan anyway. And also poetry collections. I'm probably read some poetry collections as well, but I'll probably try and, if I'm doing top 10 non-fiction, top 10 fiction, I'll probably do them as separate videos, and then everything else as one video, and then the music and bands as a different video. Sorry, this has gone a bit rambling now. Anyway, that's the plan. So keep tuned for them if you want to watch. Obviously, if you do, you will, and if you don't, you won't. And I'd love to have you watching. Anyway, hope you have a good week. I'll be, like I said, I'll probably film a video Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week, and then, like I say, the big ones will be next Friday when I do the top 10 bands, top 10 albums, top 10 reads of the year, and maybe top 10 books I've read so far. I think the first 5 or 6 are quite solidified now. It's the last 3 or 4 that are not quite, could go anywhere with those 3 or 4. Anyway, that's that. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get some studying done before I go out to my gig, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going with my mate Harry from school, have a few beers, relax. Tonight's the last night I'll be having a few beers before Christmas, and also last night I'll be having a few beers before my exam. So it'll be all hands on deck to my exam after tonight. So, going to go and enjoy myself. Hope to see you soon. Like I say, drop that in the bottom, and then, I'll be dropping those lists at the end of the year. I'm going to do the same next year as well, once I get to the end of the year, because I think it's really fun to see what I've read and go back over those as well. Anyway, I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.